There are people who walk into a room and something shifts. Nobody announces them. They do not demand attention. They do not say anything particularly impressive. They just arrive, and the entire energy of the room reorganizes itself around them without a single word being spoken. You have felt this. You know exactly the kind of person I am describing. And you have also felt the opposite, the person who tries to command respect through words, through volume, through constantly asserting themselves, and gets less respect the harder they try. Here is the dark psychology truth that most people never figure out: respect that has to be demanded is not respect. It is compliance. And compliance disappears the moment the pressure does. Real respect, the kind that walks into the room before you do, is built through 3 specific silent behaviors. Not words. Not achievements. Not status symbols. The third one is what the most psychologically powerful people in history used, and almost nobody in your life is doing it right now. What destroys your status before you speak? Before the 3 behaviors, you need to understand what is currently working against you. Most people unknowingly destroy their status before they open their mouth through one pattern: over-signaling. Over-signaling is when your body, your energy, and your behavior constantly broadcast your need for the room's approval. You arrive somewhere and immediately scan faces to see how you are being received. You laugh slightly too quickly at things that are not that funny. You fill silence with unnecessary words. You position yourself physically in ways that take up less space than you deserve. Every one of these behaviors tells everyone in the room the same thing: I need something from you. I need you to like me, accept me, validate me. In the moment people sense that need, respect evaporates. Not because they are cruel. Because respect is neurologically reserved for people who do not appear to need it. Dr. Robert Sapolsky's research on social hierarchy in primates, which maps almost perfectly onto human social dynamics, shows that the highest status individuals in any group share one consistent trait. Their behavior does not change based on how others are responding to them. They are not performing for the room. They simply are. That is the foundation. Now the 3 behaviors. Silent respect. Command 1, occupy your space. The first behavior is physical and it works before you say a single word. Most people physically compress themselves in social situations. Shoulders slightly forward. Arms close to the body. Taking up minimum space. This is a submission signal, ancient, automatic, and read instantly by everyone around you. The first silent respect command is deliberate physical expansion. Not aggressive expansion. Not peacocking. Just taking the full space your body is entitled to occupy. Shoulders back and down, not pulled up tight. Head level, not tilted seeking approval. Movements slow and deliberate, not rushed or nervous. When you sit fully in the chair, not on the edge. This single physical shift changes how every person in the room processes you neurologically before one word has been exchanged. Amy Cuddy's research on postural feedback shows that your physical positioning does not just signal your internal state to others, it actually changes your own hormonal state. Expanding physically raises testosterone and lowers cortisol, making you genuinely calmer and more confident, not just appearing that way. Occupy your space. All of it. Every time. Silent respect. Command 2, 0 unnecessary approval bids. And this is the part most people get wrong even when they think they are being confident. An approval bid is any behavior whose primary purpose is to get a positive reaction from someone else. Laughing at things that are not funny. Agreeing with things you do not agree with. Explaining yourself when nobody asked. Filling silence because the silence felt uncomfortable. Every approval bid you make costs you status. Not dramatically. Incrementally. But the accumulation is visible. From today, you eliminate unnecessary approval bids. Not all social warmth. Not genuine laughter or genuine agreement. Just the performance of those things driven by the need for validation. Ibn Qayyim wrote about the concept of the free person, the one whose internal state does not shift based on the reactions of those around them. He described it not as coldness but as completeness. The person who is complete does not need constant external confirmation because they are not running on a deficit. When you stop seeking approval, people begin wondering why you do not need theirs. And that wondering is the beginning of respect. Silent respect. Command 3, controlled attention. This is the one. The behavior that separates the merely confident from the genuinely commanding. Most people give their attention freely and completely. Someone speaks, they turn fully. Someone makes a joke, they react fully. Someone enters the room, they look immediately. Controlled attention means your attention is something people feel they have earned rather than automatically received. You do not turn immediately when someone speaks, you finish your thought first, then turn. You do not react to every joke, you react selectively to what genuinely earns a reaction. You do not look up every time someone enters, you acknowledge when you choose to acknowledge. This is not rudeness. The key distinction is that when you do give your attention, it is complete. Full eye contact. Full presence. Full engagement. It lands with weight precisely because it is not given automatically. Marcus Aurelius practiced this as a form of deliberate presence, giving complete attention to what he chose to give it to, and withdrawing it completely from what did not deserve it. He described it as the discipline of selective engagement. The person whose attention feels earned is the person whose attention people want. And wanting your attention is the core mechanism of respect. Identity line. If you are still here, you are not looking for tricks to perform. You are looking for a fundamental shift in how you move through the world. That shift is what these three behaviors build, not performance, but genuine psychological authority. How to build this starting today. 1 week. 1 behavior per layer. Days 1 and 2, only the physical. Every time you enter a space, consciously expand. Shoulders back. Head level. Full chair. Nothing else. Just that. Days 3 and 4, add 0 unnecessary approval bids. Every time you feel the impulse to laugh, agree, or explain when you do not need to, pause and do not. Just that. Days 5 and 6, add controlled attention. Practice turning 1 beat slower. Reacting 1 beat later. Giving your full attention only when you choose to give it. Day 7, all 3 together. 1 full day running all 3 simultaneously. By day 7, the combination of these 3 behaviors will have changed how at least 3 people in your life treat you. Not because you told them to. Because their nervous systems read the signals and responded automatically. Homework. Tonight, 1 sentence. Write down the name of 1 person in your life whose presence commands respect without effort. Then write 1 word describing what they do physically that you do not. That 1 word is your starting point tomorrow morning. 1 name. 1 word. Tonight. That is the practice. Close. Respect demanded through words is borrowed. It expires the moment you stop demanding it. Respect built through these 3 behaviors is permanent. Because it is not based on what you say. It is based on who you are when you say nothing. Occupy your space. Eliminate approval bids. Control your attention. The next room you walk into, something will shift. And you will not have said a word. Subscribe.